You can't see my foot, can you?
The tip of it, probably. Flexible.
Ow, it popped.
Welcome to the newest episode of the Caddyshack Zone, where Tyler and Kevin are on different sides of the table. For the first time.
Is it fucking you up?
Is this episode 9 now?
It's fucking me up.
I believe this is episode 9.
We just went through. Sure.
Episode 9, we still got some juice? We still got some juice.
Mine was barely hanging on earlier.
Well, you still got some juice. So as y'all can
still got a
tell,
little life in it.
welcome back to the podcast, guys. Tyler T-Box here.
Welcome back.
Part co-host. Kevin Divots here, sitting here in the Caddyshack, other co-host. No guests on the channel today. More or less some frustration vents.
This is fucking me up.
What? Having to look to your left. That's a great looking popcorn machine over there, ain't it?
Ain't it?
With the one wheel that's messed up on that.
Start licking my lips. I like the way it looks.
Don't look at me weird.
Shit. But no, yeah, so we're in different seats.
Because that seat can't hold me down. What I'm about to go with.
We're in different seats because I feel like that's appropriate.
In the last episode of the podcast, we filmed this part, but the camera wasn't rolling. So I've taken some time to where I've been able to sit back and really think about what I want to say. And I will let you kind of go in depth about the text I sent you a couple of days ago. So that way you have something to say.
Okay.
Because I'm going to be talking for a little while.
Yeah. And
I want you to have some sorts of input. And you can butt in at any time. Just because I'm sitting here ranting doesn't mean you can't throw some opinion in there.
I don't know what I was doing there.
So
I got a text from Tyler a few days ago, and it was along the lines of, hey, so
get your bearings about you.
I'm trying to remember, was it on Facebook or was it on text message?
Pretty sure I texted it to you.
Yeah, because that was March 30th. Okay.
Yeah, it was a text. It was the last text. Yesterday. Yeah.
Yes. So it was, yeah. I was like, why am I looking back so far? So anyways, me and Tyler were talking throughout the day. I talked to you on the phone. We kind of bullshitted as I was driving in between stops. And Tyler had brought up the fact that he wanted to make a podcast where he could be able to rant some. Excuse my chair. He wanted to be able to rant some because there has been some shit going on. And he texted me and he was like, the title is, it's better to be bad. It's better to be a bad worker in retail. And
that's going to be the title of this podcast.
Yeah. So me and him had talked a little bit after that, and we have a lot of experience in, not a lot of experience in retail, but we have a lot of experience in fucked up retail. So
behind the doors.
Yeah. So with that being said, I don't work in retail right now.
I do.
Thank God. I am loving it. But
so I will go off of that text I sent you and off the title of this video. And I truly believe that You won't necessarily get rewarded, but you won't have the same expectations if you are a mediocre worker in retail. Meaning, what I mean by that is you go in and do your job. You do the bare minimum. You don't try to help out other people. You do the absolute bare minimum. And if you do that, you can't be held accountable. And what I mean by that is that too many times have I seen in my current workplace, in my former workplace, the people that put in the most work, the people that care about their job, the people that care about the people they work with, they're the ones that get punished at the end of the day. They're the ones that get pushed out the door. They're the ones that struggle, get stretched thin, lose confidence in themselves, lose confidence in their work ability. And I don't think it's fair, because too many times do I see in our former workplace where not only did I have to do my own job, I'd have to do the job of 3 other people. Now, granted, those 3 other jobs I didn't have to do were jobs that I did previously. They would be, being a member of lower management, because maybe they were slipping and they needed help, so I would help them out. Where that falls is that you would think in a good retail environment, you would be rewarded for trying to help other people. You would be rewarded for trying to go above and beyond to help the people that are struggling, because that's your job as a leader. That's your job as a member of management in any kind of business. It's your job to help, to train, to make sure the people below you succeed just as much as you do. But where it takes the wind out of my sails is that whenever I'm doing these type things, whenever I'm trying to help other people, or the people above me are trying to help out, and it gets overlooked. And what I mean by that is, yeah, you might come in and be like, hey, thank you for doing that, but thank you for going above and beyond. Thank you for doing something outside of your work environment. But, and then whenever you go and they're like, hey, why is this slipping? Hey, why is this slipping? They don't want to hear, oh, I'm understaffed. Oh, I don't have help. Oh, I was pulled to go help these people. Oh, I decided that I needed to go help them because they're busier than I am and they're understaffed as well. So I figured I can go help them. There's no reward in doing that. And that's unfortunate, because it's killing a lot of good people's work ethics by that happening. And a prime example is that there are people that whenever I first started my current job, whenever I came in, they were excited to be at work. They were wanting to help train people. They were wanting to help do a bunch of different things. They were willing to help out in other departments. But the minute that they slip, it's like all hell froze over. Oh, I can't believe he's doing a terrible job. He don't know what he's doing. He's not ready for the next step. Oh, or it goes above them. It goes to their boss. Oh, you're not setting them up for success. Oh, you're not training them the way you need to do. Oh, you're not holding them accountable. My question to that is, how can you hold somebody accountable when you have unrealistic expectations? And what I mean by that is that some people want you to be able to do your job, do the people below you's job, as well as helping the entire store. And then on top of that, trying to, what's the word I'm looking for here? Basically, trying to get them ready for the next step. How is somebody supposed to do all of those tasks without something slipping somewhere. And then when there's one or two little things slip, terrible worker. Don't know what he's doing. Not ready. And I only say that because that's what's happening to me currently. Is that it's not necessarily from, I don't want this to make it sound like I'm on blast to my current boss or anything like that, because it's not at all. I have no problem with authority. I don't. I don't ever give any kind of backlash. I don't ever, it's okay if that's what you need me to do. But, and I don't have anything, I don't have any problem with my current boss. I don't have any problem with most of my people that I report to. Most of them. But some of them I do, because you get asked to help out in other places, and whenever they'll come to you hoping that you have their back to help them, but the second that you're under fire, where are they at? You know, they ain't got your back. I'm learning that real quick. I've got 2 or 3 4 that'll go to bat for me, that know that I'm not only have I not been with this company very long, I'm learning as much as I can. I'm trying to be a sponge. Now I'm being, I don't want to say expected, because nobody's asking me to do it, but I'm now going around and trying to help train the new people that are in the same role I am. They might be in other departments, because we're getting new people that are in the same position I am, and I feel like even though I haven't been there very long, I'm trying to get a grasp of it. And whenever I first started, I wish I had another person that's in the same role I am to help me. Now, my boss helped me the best he could, but he also has to make sure the store's running the way it needs to be. He's helping because not only has he got where I work, he's also got 2 or 3 other departments that he needs to cover. And I get that. So he can't always be there. He can't always be right there where I need him to be. He can't. And I don't expect him to. Because he does do, if I need him, he's there. If I really need him. But he knows that I only come to him when shit's bad. That's the only time I'll come to him. There's enough trust there to know that I'm going to, I hope that there's not a doubt that I come to work and I slack. I hope that doesn't go through their minds. Because if it does, then that's a conversation that we need to have. Because if that's actually the case, if maybe I am, because I may be now. Because I'm not going to lie, my work ethic, I feel, not necessarily my work ethic, but my drive has, I don't want to say been ruined, but it's put some holes, like it's taken the wind out of my sails. Because I'm trying to help everybody else, but there's no, whenever I need help, there's nobody of my counterparts there. There's 1 or 2. I don't want to say nobody. There's 1 or 2, 3. I can count 3. But everybody else just worries about their job.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're only going to worry about your job and you come and ask me for help and I say no, it's like,
yeah,
whoa. Because how many times have they come to help me?
Yeah.
Especially recently, whenever I've been crazy short-handed. Where's that been? So it really frustrates me that the ones that are busting their tail, that are wanting to do a good job, that are wanting to go to the next level, that want the store to succeed, that want to see the people below them succeed, they're the ones that are getting stretched thin. They're the ones that are being held to these unrealistic expectations. And unrealistic expectations leads to major disappointment. Major disappointment leads to major unemployment.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see that happen to any of the people that I work with that I know bust their tails in, day out.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel like I've failed my boss. I don't want to feel like I've failed one of my boss's coworkers that they're the same level as my boss. I don't want to feel like I've let any of them down because I'm being held to unrealistic expectations.
No.
And there's only so much that they can do. There's only so much that they can go to bat for me. I know that. And it's really put a damper on me because now I'm starting to think, if I didn't help everybody, if I just focused on my stuff, yeah, my stuff would be more caught up. But how bad would that? I couldn't live with that, knowing that nobody can come and ask me for help, knowing that I'm not trying to make the store better every day. Because at the end of the day, I'm there to help the store. Yes, I run a specific section of the store, but it is also my job to make sure that anybody in that building can come to me and ask me for help.
Yeah.
Because I will help them. To the detriment of my own job, I will help them. Because I'm not the type of person to sit back and watch somebody struggle.
No.
I'm not like that. I'm not wired that way. And unfortunately, because I'm wired that way, it's putting a lot of pressure on my boss. It's putting a lot of pressure on some of my boss's coworkers. Now, I apologize for that because I don't want that to be. I don't want their. God forbid if that becomes their downfall is because I'm being too selfless. I don't know how I'd react to something like that. Work-wise.
No.
Because it's not fair. It's just not. And yeah, I know. We're all adults. Life's not fair. Get over it. I know that. But if you spend more time in a place than you do at home with your wife and your daughter and your soon-to-be daughter or son, whatever it is I might be having, which if you watch the last podcast, you get to see Kev's reaction. If I'm spending more time there than I am with my own family,
yeah,
then I'm going to care. I can't be the type to just, whatever, I'm just going to go and get a paycheck. I'm not wired that way. And that came back to bite me in my last job. It's because of the way I'm wired. It's not necessarily that I didn't work great. It's that I almost overwhelmed myself. I try to do too much. I try to help too many people. And it's my downfall. Whereas I feel like if somebody were doing that for me, I would want to go help that person. Yeah. I would do anything for that person. Yeah. There are three other people that work side by side with me, not necessarily in my department, but over other departments that are in the same level of the store as I am, that if I need help, I know I can go to them. If they need help, they know they can come to me. But there's more than just 4 departments in a store.
Yeah. Yeah.
And unfortunately, one of them is getting a promotion, which proud of you. Congratulations, well deserved. 100%. No sarcasm in that. Anybody that knows who I'm talking about knows that this person deserves it 100%. You have no clue who I'm talking about. But deserve it 100%. I'm not going to say any names. I'm not going to say where I work because I don't want to get in trouble at work for this. Or I don't want anybody that I work with to get in trouble for this at work. But kudos to you for busting your tail and getting the recognition that you deserve. I'm proud of you for that. I haven't known you very long, but I'm proud of you for that. And anytime I've needed help, I know I've gone to you and you've helped me out tremendously. But 2 of the 3 that are left are worried, are stretched thin, are showing up to work like, what did I do wrong now? Instead of, how can I make this building better today? It's, what did I do wrong today? And whenever you start having that mentality, I've always seen it go downhill from there. And I'm one of those two people. I still bust my tail. I'll still do it. I had to do some stuff that was outside of my department today. Yesterday, I didn't really have a choice. I did have a choice because I knew. But I'm curious as to what kind of conversation I'm going to get tomorrow. Because, yes, I could have been doing something in my department instead of doing what I was doing. But where I was helping, would it have been done as quickly or would it have been done as good if I wouldn't have helped them?
Yeah.
Because now I feel like I can go to those guys and be like, hey, I need some help. And they'll help me because they've seen me go and do it 2 days in a row, doing something that's out of my job description. It's very frustrating. It really is. Down to my core. It bothers me. And I try not to bring work home. I have an hour drive to work, so I have plenty of time to decompress. But this has been eating at me for 2 days.
Yeah.
And it's unfair because not only has it happened to me twice now, it's happened to you as well. So you can relate to this. Not necessarily these exact examples I'm giving right now, but the extent that some of the examples that we had in our former workplace, you can relate to.
Yeah.
You know the feeling that I'm feeling.
Yeah.
You've been there.
Yeah.
And that's why the title of the podcast is the way it is, because I don't mean this sarcastically. I feel like it pays off to be a mediocre worker in retail.
Yeah.
In absolute pure chaos every day. It pays off just to come in and work for a paycheck. Because expectations, you don't have skyrocketed expectations.
And I feel bad because, I feel like you call me some days and I get so caught up in my own self-centered bullshit. I start talking to you and I'm like, man, it might be hectic or it might be, I might be all over the fucking place, but, hey, I made a sale and I'm doing good and shit's, great in this aspect, yes, I might be here and there and there and here and all over the place, but I feel like a lot of the conversations we have when you call me throughout the day and I'm driving or whatever, I feel like a lot of my shit is like, it's working out and I'm doing really good. And I feel bad because I haven't necessarily, I feel like I haven't given you the chance to actually open up about anything because, one, we don't have a lot of chances to talk, and two, I feel like just as much as you want, and this is going to sound extremely selfish, and I don't mean it to be, but the amount of frustration and shit that you feel, I get frustrated on a daily fucking basis. Everyone at my job does. But I feel so much of a sense of accomplishment that I want to share that with you. And I feel like I throw that at you every time I talk to you. And I don't necessarily give you, you don't want to fucking be like, well, fuck, man, and we don't really get a chance to talk about the shit that's happening with you. And I feel bad about that because I feel like I've kind of neglected that part of our friendship, because like I said, I feel like when we do talk, I talk about how good my shit's going or whatever, but we don't necessarily get to talk about how your shit's going, in the other direction. And I feel bad about that, man. And I hate that, I haven't been able to be there the way that I should. And like I said in the last podcast, not that I'm just a convenient friend. I don't want to classify myself as that. I'm very hard to get a hold of. So when you do get a hold of me, I have a lot to talk about because I'm a talker.
Mm-hmm.
It's
why we like the podcast.
Yeah. So
probably eating you alive that I was hogging the spotlight.
No, dude, I'm enjoying it. So, I end up running off the mouth, and I just kind of, verbal diarrhea, just talk, and then, it's all right. Well, we're gonna get, we get off the phone, and we'll do something later tonight. Well, I get home, I go to bed, I get home, whatever. So we don't ever really get a chance to talk about shit, just because. And it's not like we're ducking each other.
No.
It's just. And like I said, I don't want to classify myself as a shitty friend, but there's plenty of, I don't want to say plenty of people out there, but there's a handful of people out there that are very close to me that I haven't talked to in, since my wedding, since before, me and you got really tight.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a few people that I'm super close with that I don't talk to. And it's not that, I don't love these people or don't care about these people. It's just I'm shitty with keeping up with people.
Well, whenever we call, or like if you call me while I'm at work and you're telling me about the stuff, like that don't bother me. Like I'm proud of you for succeeding. Like that doesn't bother me that you're telling me about these, because I would do the same thing. If I did something major, I would do the same thing and talk to you about whatever positive is going on. I just haven't had a whole lot of positive to say lately about work. Necessarily.
Well, I'm glad that we've gotten to a point, though, that we have kind of an outlet to where you can express that in a healthy manner, and we can talk about it. And like we had talked in kind of when we were talking before and it wasn't recording, to the point that this might really resonate with somebody else in their situation, and they'll realize that they're not the only ones in the same boat. Sometimes all it takes is hearing someone else. I was looking for the red, I was like, oh dear God. But yeah, sometimes all it takes is hearing somebody else talk about something that's similar in their life to really resonate with them. And you never know the impact that it might take. You never know that. I mean, it might help somebody tremendously, to know that, hey, I'm not the only one going through this. Just to keep them, even if it's just one more day driving on through this same dumb shit, like, you never know, man.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that we do have the outlet to be able to talk to, even if it was only one person, to however many people are going to listen into this and, pop in on the podcast or watch this on YouTube or whatever. I mean, this is why we changed it to No Back Talk. It's not just golf. It's going to be, our lives.
Stuff,
it's going to be our lives. It's going to be, stuff outside of golf, softball, Ballahack, airsoft, D&D, baseball, basketball, whatever it may be. And sometimes you're going to get these real ass fucking conversations. So,
and that I'm looking forward to, because that's something that we've been planning, is doing almost not necessarily a documentary, but more or less a visual biography of like, who is Kevin Divitz? Like, who is Tyler T-Box? And we sit down and do like an interview session where we ask questions. We do, okay, let's that one. Where we get to tell everybody our life story, start to finish, from what we remember. People that we know, people that we hurt, people that we've, encountered in the past that maybe we wish we still talk to. Just to really get to know us. Some of it's probably going to hit hard. I mean, that's kind of the point of the documentaries, is to get to know. You don't get to know the people without knowing everything. You can't just focus on the good. It's the nitty gritty stuff that people can relate to. Because not everybody can relate to an absolute perfect life. There might be some people that think they can, but in reality, not the case. So positive note. I mean, I know it's kind of been a bummer episode for the people that are used to our high energy. I've just had a lot. I need to get off my chest.
Look, you got to stop looking at it as a bummer. It's not a bummer, man. Like I said, it's what we're doing, man.
Yeah.
It's not a bummer. If it hadn't have been in front of this camera to be able to record for y'all, this would have been a heart-to-heart that me and him would have ended up having
Probably
off
sitting
camera.
right here.
So I am personally glad that we were able to do that in front of the camera and kind of, show y'all a little more insight into us.
Mm-hmm.
I would have been a little more interactive, granted, off camera, but I really wanted you to be able to express yourself and me not interject as much as I normally would.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
Yeah, but
how about those irons?
They're so I've got no. So no, I think this was really good. I think it's not only great for y'all, but I feel like it's extremely healthy for us. It's an outlet for us.
And we hope. I genuinely, I speak it out of frustration, but I speak it hoping it gets to the right ears and that it cheers some people up. And some of the people that need to hear it, maybe they finally hear it and maybe they can take a deep breath. Yeah. Maybe they can be like, okay, what I'm doing is not going unnoticed.
And we would love to see those people turn around. You don't have to. You don't even have to subscribe. You don't have to hit the notification bell.
I'd love it if you did.
Always. But if something here resonated with you and you feel, something kind of tugging at you, if you've listened and, tuned in, if you just want to drop a comment.
Or send us a direct email.
Yeah.
We now have an official Backing Bogies email. It's backingbogiesgolf@gmail.com. Shoot us an email.
Yeah.
Tell us about what's going on. Maybe in the next podcast, we'll tell us some stories about stuff that you've had going on. Maybe we'll do some Q&A.
Yeah.
We'll read some emails that some of our fans are putting in that want us to talk about.
Yeah, and kind of go over it from there. Because, look, we're not perfect people. I think between the both of us, we're pretty much going to cover anything that you could send to us.
Between the shit we've gone through in our lives, there ain't much we probably can't touch on.
Yeah. So I feel, yeah. So shoot us a message, YouTube comment, and not, like you said, anonymously, message us through email. We're not going to put anyone on blast. That's not what we do. But if you just want to reach out to somebody or whatever, if you need anybody.
If proof that we won't put anybody on blast is that I just vented an entire frustration where I could have named a bunch of names and buried a bunch of people.
And I kept my mouth shut the whole time.
Yeah. And I didn't. I kept it nobody knows where I work except for the people that work with me and are listening to this, which I'm hoping it gets to some of these ears of the people that I work with, because I want them to know that their hard work's
not gone unseen.
Yeah. And especially to the people that are above me, that I will continue to work my tail off for those people. As long as they continue to have my back.
Yeah.
It's whenever I feel like you put me in a corner, that's when I'll start swinging. Not necessarily actually swinging.
Nobody puts fucking baby in a corner. First of all.
Nobody puts T-box in a corner.
Well, nobody would put a T-box in a corner. What, are you retarded?
I don't know.
Can I say that?
A Hosky.
Okay, whatever. I can say that.
Beechwood.
Yeah, Beechwood fucked us.
They'll put it in the corner across the street.
Yeah. Seascapes. I texted him.
Oh, yeah.
We're going way off the rails.
Yeah, so we'll go into golf a little bit.
So, talk about bouncing around. Okay, so anyways, Seascapes. I drove past there. I drove past this. Only what I could assume is a par 3. I would hope to God it's a fucking par 3, because I seen, like, ladies' tees, I guess, the front tees, and then it's elevated, and then the green was right there by the street. So
we can't play that, of course.
I would kill somebody.
I'd owe somebody a windshield.
Do you know how many insurance claims I would get that would be like against me? This young man,
Well, we're going to try to film here soon. Out on the course again. I know we've been doing a lot of Caddyshack stuff. We've been doing a lot of podcast videos. A lot of our uploads lately have been podcast videos. And I'm not going to apologize for that.
No.
Because content is content. This is what we enjoy doing. This is our channel.
Are you going to fucking apologize?
No. I actually already have once. So I've kept my streak alive.
Okay.
But we are going to get on the course very soon. Probably not this weekend, but next weekend. I know for a fact I am off next Sunday.
Heyday, baby. We're going somewhere nice.
Yeah. We're going to film. We're going to go somewhere that we can film. That's nice. I'm thinking either Carolina Club or the Point again.
Yeah.
Albemarle Plantation.
I was going to say even the plantation. That was going to be my next.
Maybe we get Cody back out there.
I was out at the plantation not too long ago doing sales lead, and was it sales lead or was it? I don't know. I was doing something. I was out at the plantation, and it looked like their marshes were cut down lower. Now that the season's picking up, they're going to keep the marshes cut down, so we're going to be able to see the fairways now because we played in kind of an off season.
Yeah.
But yeah, and since yeah.
Well, thank y'all for joining us on this little ride, guys. I hope y'all are enjoying the podcast. Tyler T-Box signing off for the night.
Kevin Divots, thank y'all for tuning in.
Hey, I'll let you do the T-Box thing.
Hey, so the whole shebang?
No, just what I usually say.
What do you say?
To finish it off.
Catch you on the next T-Box.
Hey.
I was like, what am I supposed to do? Take my pants off and swing my shirt around my head? Like,